here in Orange Rock. Nobody answered. I dialed 911. Nobody answered. Then I have a nephew cousin that is a police officer, and I call him. Then he hand me over to Mr. Rejon. He is from Special Branch in Corozal, and I explained the situation to him. And he told me that they can't do nothing here right now because Mexico is another jurisdiction. And he told me that I tried to call if I could try and get police assistance there before going to deliver any money. But by that time, Mr. Rosales had already gone. No? I was trying to contact him and call him, but couldn't get through because according to them, the person that was holding my daughter and his son told him that he has to remove his chip and put a Mexican chip and put internet, and so they were dealing with him directly there, no? Over there with a Mexican chip. So they told him that if he deposited the 100,000 pesos first, they will release my daughter, my older daughter. So they did so. By the time he deposited the money, after a few minutes, my daughter showed up with a Uber. And then they told him that if they want to see the other two, they have to deposit the next 100,000. So they did so. They deposited the other next 100,000. But by that time, the Fiscalia was already talking to us, and we gave them my daughter's number, my daughter's phone, the type of phone, and they could find her through her iPhone because she has an iPhone 13. So they located her iPhone, and well, according to them, they went there. No? But by the time they could go, they could reach there. Mr. Rosales had already deposited the 200,000 pesos.
The long-running extradition battle involving attorney Andrew Bennett returned to the Caribbean Court of Justice this morning, as Belize's highest court revisited whether he can legally be sent to the United States to face criminal charges. In today's hearing, CCJ judges dug into a key question at the heart of the dispute. Can the U.S. rely on evidence that Bennett claims was improperly obtained? His legal team argues that parts of the extradition bundle violate his constitutional rights and should never have formed the basis of an extradition request in the first place. Bennett is asking the court to halt the proceedings permanently, insisting that allowing his surrender under these circumstances would amount to an unlawful breach of his rights. He is represented by King's counsel Edward Fitzgerald and attorney Hector Guerra. The hearing stretched more than 2.5 hours, with the bench pressing both sides on how the law should treat evidence in cross-border cases. We have a brief excerpt from this morning's arguments.
But there's no dispute at paragraph 11 of the respondent's submissions that they accept that was unconstitutional. And that's at page 1480. Moreover, we say that the receipt and extraction of the appellant's WhatsApp messages from the phone by the US agent Joseph Peltz was prohibited by Section 3 of the Interception of Communications Act. Your Honours, you have that in the appellant's submissions at Section 3 set out, and it's dealt with in the judgment of Justice James at paragraph 20 at page 592 that it was a breach.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Counsel, but I assume that at some point you will discuss with us the implications of the fact that apparently at the time we are talking about, that act was not in force.
Yes, my lord, that's precisely the point I was going to come to.
You will come to that, I'm sure
my
you
lord,
will, yes.
Right now, it's true that at that time it had not yet been brought into force. It wasn't until a statutory instrument in 2023 that it was brought into force. But this doesn't diminish the significance of the legislature's decision that such conduct should be deemed criminal. It's a product of the fact that the Act in Section 34 provided the Act shall come into force on a day to be appointed by the Minister by order published in the Gazette, and the Executive did not appoint a commencement date.
Samantha Matute represented the respondent in this hearing. The CCJ will consider its decision before handing down its ruling. After the break, the government of Belize is pushing a massive $900 million cargo and cruise overhaul at the Port of Belize. We'll break down what's driving the project and what it could mean for the coastline and the economy. But first, here's tonight's weather forecast.
Government continues to take decisive steps to strengthen and modernize Belize's electricity sector. Through strategic international partnerships, we are advancing significant solar investments. This will be supported by the Saudi Fund for Development, which will add meaningful renewable capacity, 40 megawatts of solar and 20 megawatts of battery energy storage system to the national grid to help reduce our dependence on imported energy. Through the engagement of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, MCC, $125 million finance initiative, of which a portion will be used to strengthen the regulatory and institutional framework necessary for energy reform. We will work together, government, the private sector, and our international partners to meet the growing needs of our energy sector.
The NEBL heads into weekend number 4 with 3 spectacular matchups. On Friday night, the Belmopan Trojans try to bounce back into the winning column against the number 1 team in the league, the Orange Walk Running Rebels, 8 p.m. at the UB Gymnasium. Then on Saturday night, a big showdown of the ballers as the high-flying Cayo Western Ballers is locked and ready to crush the powerful and tall Dangriga Dream Ballers, 8 p.m. at the Victor Galvez Stadium. And in Corozal, the Corozal Spartans look to turn their season around with their first win against the Biting Tiger Sharks from San Pedro in their first home opener, 8 p.m. at the Andre Campos Civic Center. Live performance by the NEBL girls, plus surprise guest artists, giveaways at all games, and at halftime, the big National Sports Council $5,000 shooting challenge. So make this weekend an NEBL weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Life is full of precious moments we're cherishing, moments that shape our present and lay the foundation for our future. But amidst life's beautiful tapestry, there are uncertainties we must confront. How do we secure today while protecting tomorrow? Introducing RF&G Life Insurance, your partner in safeguarding what matters most. With a RF&G Life Insurance plan, you can ensure financial security for your loved ones, providing them with a safety net for the future. From identifying and recommending plans suitable for your unique needs to expert advice every step of the way, RF&G Life Insurance is committed to protecting your family's legacy. Choose RF&G Life Insurance for peace of mind you can rely on. RF&G Life Insurance, securing today, protecting tomorrow. Your life, your legacy.
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make every everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my smart plan, want it right now. Me want my smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my smart plan, want it right now.
Glenfield Dennison was caught trying to charge BTL for negotiations on behalf of former workers.
He insists he never charged the workers group a cent and claims the invoice was only a negotiating tactic.
If the invoice was just a negotiating tactic, why would Dennison ask BTL to pay the legal fees as part of settlement? And if BTL had agreed, who would have received payment? Dennison, of course, because he sent the invoice the day after the last negotiations to be considered with the 4.5% interest requested by BCWJ. What's worse, the cost of legal work submitted is grossly inflated. Those are senior counsel rates, and Dennison is not a senior counsel. As to the tax identification number on the invoice, no such TIN number is registered with GST. So, we must also ask whether he is licensed with the FIU as required. There's also the question of whether as a Crown Counsel Dennison violated the public service rules which state a judicial and legal officer shall not engage in any private legal work or private business of a legal nature. It's time for him to stop the games and come clean.
This building has been here since 1952, and over the years it has been dilapidated with rats, with infestations of other insects. So we are happy that today is a momentous day for us.
The building here has about 7,500 square feet. It will have 7 classrooms. But the unique part of the building that it's not only a building to teach. We have designed it in such a way that it will be a hurricane shelter that will be able to accommodate 200 residents of the Roaring Creek Village or any other community that surrounds us. The bathrooms are designed in such a way that if a high wind comes, they don't have to go through the verandas to reach the bathroom. You can access it internally. The structure was designed by the chief engineer to withstand serious hurricane winds. So he will be the one when the hurricane comes that we will be calling. But it was done with love.
Honorable Julius, I remember you walking across this very field. I was very skeptical, and in my mind I said, here comes Harold Jonas Parker, wasting my time. But you have proven to my school and me and the community wrong. Why I say this? Because over the years of begging, no one heard us. No one have seen us. Only you. You have made sure that you deliver.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to show you, to show the government, to show the people that if we are serious about leading, if we are serious about working, the people will benefit. If we continue to give the love back to the people.
We believe that every dollar we spend on you, on your education, is a dollar well spent. Every dollar we spend in education is investing in the future of our nation. Strong schools lead to stronger communities, stronger families, and a stronger Belize.
Last week, we told you that Port of Belize Limited had finally submitted its environmental and social impact assessment to the Department of Environment. Tonight, there's a major new development. Prime Minister John Bersenio says government is gearing up to spend $900 million on the proposed cargo and cruise expansion. He's touting big gains for both the shipping and tourism sectors. And he says the project could bring real benefits for residents of Port Loyola and by extension, the wider Belize City community.
Next is the $450 million upgrading of the Port of Belize at Port Loyola in Belize City, which persists as a high priority project, critical for trade and for tourism. Minister Osher, smile back there. From Port Loyola. Here be the man. Since this decisive repurchase of the port by government in December of 2023, the management of the port and more recently, a special project execution unit led by Dr. Gilbert Canton has been working non-stop for us to complete a proper master plan and subsequently to prepare the appropriate environmental and social impact assessment plan. One of the foremost port consultants in the world, the firm of Moffitt and Nichols, has been supporting the planning process. I'm pleased to report that the ESIA blueprint has now been submitted to the Department of the Environment for consideration. The Port of Belize project would bring a historic transformation to the country's central marine navigational channel, the Belize City Harbor, the cargo port, the cruise tourism sector, and most importantly, to the Port Loyola community.
Earlier today, U.S. House Foreign Affairs Chairman Brian Mast asked Secretary of State Marco Rubio to review Belize's rule of law and investment climate, flagging investor disputes tied to the Stake Bank Island cruise port. In a letter, Mast cited concerns about compulsory land acquisition, court delays, and transparency, and requested an assessment of risks to U.S. investors and to Belize's strategic posture, especially its recognition of Taiwan amid pressures from Beijing. The Feinstein family, developers behind Stake Bank, welcome the move, saying it validates, quote, serious systemic, unquote, concerns and puts the government of Belize and Atlantic Bank, quote, on notice, unquote. Chairman Mast's letter proves those reports were well-founded, not just rumors or misrepresentations, said Michael Feinstein, arguing that arbitrary actions and political interference have damaged Belize's reputation. Melita Feinstein called it a defining moment, urging authorities to respect court processes and reverse arbitrary measures, warning that Washington's questions about property rights should alarm investors and partners. Mast also asked the Department of State to detail its engagements with Belize to reinforce judicial independence, transparent governance, and a predictable investment climate, saying the committee needs a clear picture before U.S. interests are put at risk. Late this evening, Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca responded to News 5, saying, quote, at this point, I will offer only a preliminary response to both the letter from the chairman of the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Foreign Affairs to Secretary Rubio and the subsequent press release from Michael Feinstein. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Government of Belize will provide a more comprehensive response in the days ahead. Both the House Committee and the Department of State can be assured of Belize's full cooperation in any assessment of our investment climate and our commitment to judicial independence and the rule of law. We are very proud of our record in this regard. In terms of the Stake Bank project, it is well known that this is the subject of ongoing litigation in Belize. We are confident in our legal system and respect for the rule of law, and judicial independence require that these court proceedings be allowed to follow their course. We regard these developments seriously and will respond to them through all relevant and available channels accordingly, end quote. Members of the Belize Communications Workers for Justice took their fight straight to the nation's capital today, gathering on the steps of the National Assembly in Belmopan. The group, made up of retired BTL employees and their supporters, say their long-standing dispute has hit a wall, and they're now calling on elected leaders to step in. News 5's Shane Williams was in Belmopan and has the story on the protest and the political response it sparked.
Dozens of members and the Belize Communication Workers for Justice crowded the steps of the National Assembly this morning, right as the House of Representatives convened inside. They made the trip to the capital with one goal in mind: use today's House meeting to get the attention of area representatives and push for action on their long unresolved dispute.
We believe the parliamentarians need to step in at this point in time and make a final decision. Prime Minister said it, Minister of Labour said it, we even heard Julius Espat saying it, and we've heard others maybe saying the same thing: pay the people in severance, and we are saying pay with the 6% that is due to us. You can't pay what you want. The court said 6, and we are saying we want the 6. So we can put this thing at rest right now if the Prime Minister and the other parliamentarians either make a call or come out here and tell us, we're set.
Part of the protest involved a coordinated push to reach every member of the House. At 11 this morning, the group's 310 members and their families sent simultaneous messages to all era reps, asking them to step in after the dispute hit an impasse. But the first replies they got only fueled their frustration.
It's starting to piss us off when they think that we will go back to BTL when BTL has already closed the door, especially coming from somebody like Marconi Leal, who has the experience of being a BTL employee. So we are not happy with that response from him. We're not going to be ping-ponging with them. We are here for a reason, and you guys have seen that we have been very peaceful in what we have been doing.
Beware of what is taking place. They want to push everything and anything down our throat. And I am shocked. And Marconi Leal, yes, I am shocked and I'm surprised at you for doing this. But you see, when your bread is butter on all sides, whether it be half of you that blue and half of you that red, it doesn't matter. They don't give a damn about us, the hard-working, retired Belizeans from BTL.
Despite the resistance, the protest did catch the attention of lawmakers. After the Prime Minister wrapped up his budget presentation, Opposition Leader Tracy Panton and Area Representative Lee Mark Chang stepped out to meet the demonstrators. Panton said she received their messages and promised to raise the issue in the House.
They are not agitators. They are Belizeans who have given years, some of them, Madam Speaker, decades of service to the National Telecommunications Company that helped to build a modern communications network of this country. Today, they did not advocate for charity. Rather, they are advocating for justice.
Minister of Public Utilities Michelle Shabat reiterated BTL's stance on the November 2025 date for interest payment of severance.
Notwithstanding that the court has not ordered BTL to pay interest on such sums to these former employees, BTL's decision to voluntarily pay interest without an order of the court from November 5, 2025 is also based on the consideration that pre-judgment interest is awarded at the discretion of the court, and BTL is, by paying interest from November 5, 2025 to date of payment, awarding interest which may not necessarily be awarded by the court if such former employees were to file a claim at the High Court and succeed.
The BCWJ says it values the political attention, but the group insists it wants a real resolution and it's ready to escalate if it must.
We wanted to make sure that we exercise our rights to protest and to do that very peacefully so the Belizean public could see that, we can get things done collectively in a peaceful way. But you guys have seen us in 2005, and these are the people that did 2005. So you never know. If they want us to escalate, we will have to escalate. It's a different game then. It's really a different game.
Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
At today's House sitting, government moved to tighten the rules around two major oversight posts. the Ombudsman, and the Contractor General. The new amendments aim to clear up exactly how these officials should be compensated, an issue that resurfaced after last year's controversy over the non-renewal of retired Major Gilbert Suazo's contract as Ombudsman. Under Belizean law, the Ombudsman's salary must be no less than that of a Supreme Court judge. But Prime Minister Briceño says vague wording has created confusion. He argues the changes will remove uncertainty and set out clearer standards for how these constitutional officers are paid going forward.
What has taken place in practice is that the National Assembly by resolution approves the salary of the person appointed Ombudsman or Contractor General with no strict reference to the remuneration of a High Court judge being made. A contract is simply settled with the office holder based on qualifications, experience, and other factors that are naturally considered in finalizing a contract. And as said, Madam Speaker, this has been the practice going back to the appointment of the first office holders. Further, Madam Speaker, the respected constitutional academic, Dr. Francis Alexis, in his text, Changing Caribbean Constitution, explained that while strict professional qualifications are set by the Constitution for judges, the same cannot be said from ombudsman, particularly because broader qualifications are appropriate for such posts. And the same can be said of the Contractor General. Therefore, there is no sound policy reason why the remuneration of the Ombudsman or the Contractor General should be referenced to that of a judge of the High Court. This is why we're introducing these amendments.
Up next, the KHMH is set to name its new CEO this Thursday. Who's stepping into the country's top medical post and what changes could be on the horizon?
It feel nice, you know. If you have something for you, I want to big up everybody who helped me. The era rep, Mr. Osha, Councillor Doran Osha, Ms. Marissa as well, and the whole MIDH crew, you know. They make everything possible. It take a while, but go through, you know.
Thank God. Thanks to the MIDH team. Thanks to our area representative. I'm overwhelmed, as you could see my tears drop.
I never thought this year was going to be my year to own my own house. I had a loss last year, and I thought it was going to take many years to own my house again. And well, I want to thank the good Lord that this year came through unexpectedly.
About a year ago, my house got burned down, and thank God I got help to be indoors with my grandkids.
I made a purchase. I trusted several persons, and well, things didn't went the right way, and I decided to just leave it on God's hands. And I didn't expect that it's gonna be so soon for me to own my own house in another way.
My daughter is living next door, and every day call grandbaby, they take video. Grand, look at your house, Grand. You know how that make that I feel. And they video chat the baby. She's only 4 years old, and she every day, Grand, look at the house, look what they did. Thanks, MIDH.
I have an idea how people feel when they receive this tariff one, because when I was growing up as a young adult, I didn't have this opportunity for my young family. And so we had to live in a small beaverboard house, which when it rained, water pouring on us, and we couldn't do better.
Big thanks to, of course, Prime Minister, Minister Julius, and the whole of the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing. I mean, they really put just about everything and every single detail into these projects.
Some people just need that one little push, one little start, and I am so overjoyed that the ministry, that the government is giving an opportunity to a lot of people moving forward. You know, I am just hoping that we can do more of these.
Your time is valuable. That's why SARA is coming. A modern revenue authority built to make managing your taxes simpler, faster, and more convenient than ever before. With SARA, you can expect improved services, from quicker responses to queries to faster processing of your tax refunds. No long waits. Filing or paying your taxes? With SARA, you'll be able to do it securely online at any time, from anywhere, thanks to us placing a greater focus on digital convenience and secure digital records. The SARA will also commit to consistent and fair application of tax laws via a risk-based audit and compliance strategy and increased data-driven reforms. With SARA, most of your tax business will be handled online, saving you time to focus on what matters most: your business, your family, your life. And if you need in-person help, SARA will still have staff ready to assist you at all satellite offices countrywide. SARA, tax services made simpler, faster, and more convenient for you.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 30 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Easy. Accessible. Safe. Yours. Digi Wallet. Easy, accessible, safe, yours.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio. 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Belize's National Referral Hospital may finally be getting a new leader. After months without a permanent CEO, the KHMH board has wrapped up interviews with the finalists. Health Minister Kevin Bernard says the board will reveal its pick this Thursday. He also reminded the public that while the ministry provides oversight, the hiring decision rests squarely with the hospital's board. Here's how he broke down the timeline for that announcement.
As the minister, I don't meddle in the affairs of KHMH when it comes to certain issues, but we have a board who is appointed and I have members who I appoint on the board. And so the update I have is that interviews have been completed and the successful candidate, which I don't know who that is yet, I have not gotten the report, but I'm told that on Thursday the board will reveal their successful candidate. There were 5 candidates interviewed. And from those 5 candidates, one of those persons was selected. When the former CEO had resigned, we did have an interim thing in place, and so that will have to continue until that person fully transitions within at the facility. As I said, I don't know who is the final candidate. I have not been given that information yet. Whether it is one of the 2 internal employees or the 3 external candidates who applied. Dependent on that, I believe that where the board will then set out in terms of how they will then bring that person on board to take on the responsibility. A huge responsibility indeed, but one that we so desire and need for KHMH to continue its efficient functioning.
Regional pressure is mounting on countries to rethink their deals with Cuba, putting Belize's Cuban Medical Brigade under fresh scrutiny. Jamaica, Honduras, and others have already pulled back after U.S. claims that Cuba's medical missions amount to forced labor. But in Belize, Cuban doctors remain vital, especially in rural clinics and specialist care. Today, Health Minister Kevin Bernard stressed how essential the brigade is to the public health system. He added that any decision about its future amid growing international pressure will be made by the Prime Minister's office and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
I know there's discussions being had between my ministry, the Ministry of Immigration, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. I will leave that as that until I have all the full details in terms of what will be the next steps forward, then I will be able to provide. And I commit that once I get all the details, I will make that available.
Can you say how many doctors are here and how vital they have been to our system?
Well, currently the Cuban Brigade has 105 personnel. Out of those 105 personnel, there's 45 specialized doctors, which are spread across different specialties. Nephrologists, pediatricians, psychiatry, gynecologists, so it's neonatal I think they are neonatal surgeons or something like that there. But we have those different capacities, and the rest are rural nurses. So they go out in the rural areas to assist to fill the gaps. So that is the number we're looking at. Like I said, until we have a final detail, whether it's an exit plan or a reassessment, then I can't say until we get back the right information after the discussions that are being had with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and my ministry and the Ministry of Immigration.
Police in Cayo are trying to piece together what led to a deadly crash in Armenia Village on Sunday, one that left a motorcyclist, Lazarus Chun, dead at the scene. Investigators say Chun collided with another vehicle along the village's main road, and officers are now working to determine exactly how the accident unfolded. Assistant Commissioner of Police Gilberto Romero says police have already taken a key step in the case. They've served a notice of intended prosecution to the driver of the other vehicle involved.
On Sunday, the 8th day of March, police responded to a fatal road traffic accident at Armenia. Upon the arrival, they saw a Toyota pickup with damages. Also seen was a motorcycle extensively damaged. Information is that the pickup was being driven by Glenda Rodriguez. And at the time, a motorcycle came onto the highway being driven by Lazarus Chun. The pickup collided with the motorcycle, causing the fatal injuries to Chun. A urine sample was taken. The matter is under investigation at this time.
Sample taken from the victim or the other person?
The driver of the pickup truck.
Was the victim wearing a helmet?
No, he was not.
Any notice of
Yes, that was served on the driver of the pickup truck.
As the investigation continues, authorities are gathering statements and reviewing evidence to understand what caused the fatal impact. Coming up, a race redefined. Ruta Maya team stood up for tradition. We'll show you why paddlers say the spirit of the river matters now more than ever.
This budget allocates $57 million to deepen NHI's impact. Our focus will be twofold. First, we're expanding NHI coverage to include the entire Cayo district. So we're finally offering services to 325,000 persons countrywide. Second, we are allocating significant resources to strengthen the supply side, because a promise of care is empty without infrastructure to deliver it. We are partnering with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to upgrade polyclinics in key districts and, crucially, to address the human resource gap.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. Belize Electricity Limited. We continue to serve you.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
In 2023, Belize pioneered the establishment of ITSA STEAM Academy, the first public STEAM high school in Belize and the region. The 2025-26 budget supported the Academy's financial needs, covering both teacher and staff remunerations as well as operational costs. The 2026-2027 budget will continue this support and provide free education to approximately 300 students, comprising the Academy's full enrollment for the upcoming school year. Additionally, the Ministry of Education, in partnership with development partners, will construct 6 STEAM pavilions, 1 in each district, during the 2026-2027, expanding access to innovative STEAM education nationwide.
Tomorrow on Open Your Eyes, join us at 6:30 a.m. for conversations that matter. The Belize National Teachers Union leads an important discussion on the future of education and what their upcoming convention means for students and teachers across the country. Plus, Hair Express is creating powerful connections by bringing together women-led businesses and supporting local entrepreneurs. And Belize steps onto the regional stage as our talented performers score silver at Condeca. Insightful conversations, inspiring stories, and Belize in the spotlight. Tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right.
My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that works?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
For 29 years, the La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge has been more than a race. It's been the heartbeat of March. 4 days of grit, pride, and pure Belizean spirit. Families line the riverbanks, fans pack the bridges, and paddlers fight for every inch of the Belize River. But this year, something felt off. Tensions started building long before the final leg. A late decision to change the finish line sparked debate and stirred real frustration. Many paddlers felt tradition was being pushed aside. So on day 4, teams weren't just racing to the end. They were defending the identity of La Ruta Maya. What happened next turned a routine finish into a powerful show of unity and history in motion. News 5's Paul Lopez reports.
As paddlers of the 29th La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge closed in on the official finish line at Grand Resort, you could feel the tension tightening with every stroke. What started as a race was moments away from turning into something much bigger, an unexpected show of unity and quiet protest. After 1 hour and 57 minutes of grinding through that final stretch, packed on track, powered across the finish line first, it was a hard-earned win, driven by experience, teamwork, and pure determination. But the real story was still unfolding on the water.
Amaro has paddled the race 22 times and he's won it now 13 times. Christian has paddled the race 7 times and Enrique has paddled it 6 times. This is the first time they are paddling together, but they are all very experienced. There was a lot of experience, and what we had to do was put it all together as a team, and I think we effectively did that when we started training in November.
A small but proud crowd gathered inside Haulover Square to welcome the paddlers. Nearby, Grand Resort's VIP section delivered a polished, high-end view of the finish, but most fans chose the shaded area under the Haulover Bridge, a free spot prepared days earlier by the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing. There, in the heat, they waited to witness a historic ending. As teams crossed the new finish line, something unexpected unfolded. One by one, paddlers quietly refused to stop. They spun their canoes around and headed back towards the traditional endpoint under the Belcan Bridge. They waited until nearly 24 teams gathered at the mouth of Haulover Creek. Then, with fans cheering them on, they pushed off together. Their bodies were exhausted after 4 days on the river. There were no trophies at Belcan, no cash prizes, no official ceremony. But it didn't matter. Hundreds of supporters packed the area around the Civic Center and the bridge, ready to welcome them home. United, 26 canoes stretched across the creek, paddling in a powerful show of solidarity. From above, it was quite a spectacle, athletes making a clear stand for tradition. As they neared the bridge, paddlers lifted their paddles high, Belizean flags waving at their sterns. One of the strongest voices calling for this symbolic gesture was Black Orchid's Carlos Linares. His team went on to place 3rd overall.
A lot of people thought that we were just going to talk, and we walk this, we no talking.
Finishing at the Belcan meant giving up free food and drinks, waiting back at Haulover Square. But longtime fan Reynard Humphreys made sure every protesting paddler had what they needed.
It didn't take me much. Everyone jumped on board, and so now this is just a solidarity thing for me. We're contributing the prizes for everyone who's out here, because we know they're forfeiting, you know, their free meals and all that. So my job here today is to make sure that all these guys get something, and they could get something to eat, and you know, hopefully that this is a precedent for the future, that whoever comes after this, they know that this is what these guys need. We need to look out for the paddlers.
Elvin Penner, Vice President of the Belize Canoe Association, felt immense pride as he watched paddlers take their stand.
The voice of the paddlers was so loud, it was deafening, without them saying anything. Zero, no words. But the silence from the organizers was deafening. The paddlers made a decision, they stood together. We have paddlers that came here from different parts of the world. They saw the movement and they realized if we don't take a stand now, where is this race going?
And that's the question now confronting the future of Belize's most iconic river challenge. When the dust settles, will organizers and paddlers be able to come together to protect the race, its spirit, and its tradition?
Well, can having the crowd come out and having the paddlers coming together, it was symbolic. No two ways about it. It was a great thing. I think it was a great thing for Belize City. But I think now moving forward, we have to pivot and say, hey, okay, now how can we all work together?
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
As the dust settles after that dramatic, history-making finish, another question is now echoing among La Ruta Maya fans. Will the protesting paddlers still get their prizes? Supporters noticed something unusual during Sunday's awards ceremony. Broadcasters called out the names of several top finishing teams, inviting them to collect their medals. But the paddlers were nowhere in sight. They were already at the Belkin Bridge, completing their symbolic finish. And that absence has stirred fresh speculation. Despite the protests, there's every indication that these athletes will receive what they earned. Their station prizes, their medals, and their final cash payouts are all tied to performance, not attendance. So far, nothing suggests otherwise. In fact, Association Vice President Elvin Penner put it plainly. Every paddler followed the rules of the race.
The organizers will be forced to give every prize and every trophy to the persons that deserve it. Not one of the paddlers that are here broke any rules during the entire running of the 4 days of the race. There is nothing in the rules that tells you what you do after you finish the finishing line. So as long as they have no grounds to disqualify them from the start of the race till the end of the race, once they completed each leg the way they were supposed to, then the paddlers would have to take that up with the organizers. But I believe that the wisest thing for them would have been to come here and give it to the paddlers here, because I don't think there'll be more than 3 or 4 persons claiming their trophy over there. But it's not to undermine them. I want to make that very clear. It's not to undermine the present organizers. We have nothing against Love FM, we have nothing against Belkin, we have nothing against anybody.
So while this year's La Ruta Maya ended with an unforgettable act of unity, fans can expect the rewards to follow the results. No drama, no controversy, just fairness on the finish line that really counts. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.